Hi, horse racing enthusiasts. This is John. Wanted to get together with you today, Wednesday after the Derby, and take our first look at the Preakness. And then also, what I want to do is give you a look at sort of creating odds, if you will. So I did my first pass of the list of horses that are slated or probable to run in the Preakness. And then calculated odds to that. So if you bear with me for a second, let's take a look at this. I know we go to the screen here and it gets a little bit cumbersome, but I think we can do it, okay? So bear with me. Okay, hopefully that's coming across okay. I want to just go through this with you. Okay, so up here in the upper left-hand corner, the Preakness, this is, the columns are my percent. So this is me setting the prospective list of horses and their chance to win if this race was won 100 times. So I say off the top, okay, Mage, I put this in order of most likely to win to least, in my opinion, at least initially. So I say Mage can win 23 times out of 100. This race, 23 times out of 100, that gets us to can look right, I don't think you can see the formula, but in essence what we do is we use a formula which is basically 1 divided by the decimal terms of this 23%, which is 0.23, 1 divided by 0.23, and then from that total subtract 1, and that gets us to basically our odds, okay? So we have Mage, and I'm starting to sort of frame out, as you can see, this looks very familiar. Style, the sheet. This first column here after the freeze pane is the Horse Racing Nation speed figure, which is a little bit different than the Beyer. I don't have all the Beyers just yet. Mage ran a 105, which was very impressive. I think the race was great. And going across the type of style, I haven't completely figured this in. But I will, I think I have a good flavor for it, but, we'll go across. So in essence, we have the distance here, speed and track variant. We haven't fully vetted that out yet, but we're more so towards the end of the once the post positions are drawn and we have the past performances. Last furlong, that's something I'm still working on. Derby finish, okay, it only really applies to 3 prospective horses, and so forth, from what we did on the Derby. Right now, it looks as if Forte and Two Fills are not going to be in. Forte because it landed on the vets list on Saturday, and then I guess by rule, it has to be on that list or cannot run until it's cleared. And that's going to be at least 14 days. So just do the math. It's not going to be in the race. So Mage, we know Disarm had a great race, closed well in the Kentucky Derby, came in 4th. Confidence Game, anyone who listens to the channel knows I liked Confidence Game going into this. I think it ran a good race. I think things opened up for it. I think if it had a little more training, meaning a little more, a couple of more races under its belt, or at least one between, I think it was the Rebel, then I think it would have been able to get through that hole. It just didn't. It faded. Good race. Red Route 1, I had a Derby Futures bet on Red Route 1. I've watched this horse. It continues to impress. If it's a wet day, look out. Ran recently in an allowance race where it got this, the allowance race it might have had a little higher actually. Ran pretty well, but it's a deep closer, so it's always going to be, susceptible to bad trip and pace, right? It has to have some pace to run into, which it might have here. Right on cue, we have First Mission, new to us. Speed horse, ran a good race last, ran a good race last out. I forget which race that was. First Mission, the Lexington. Ran a good race in the Lexington, which was at Keeneland. It was a Derby race. Didn't have enough points, though. But, very good race. National Treasure we watched was a West Coast horse. Kind of faded its last race. Didn't make the Derby. I'm questioning. This is a Baffert horse, by the way. Interesting, right? And we'll see. Blazing Sevens, we watched early on, was pretty good. We're always in the mix kind of thing. Very good. Instant Coffee was a contender, a closer, did well. This Perform, I find kind of interesting. It's buying in 150 to get into the race. And it's a stakes winner, closer, and that race, go and watch that race. They cutting through all the traffic and winning at the wire on that stakes race. Very impressive, but does that translate into a Grade 1 Preakness Triple Crown race? I don't think so. Henry Q had been in the Sunland Derby, I believe, had speed, was beaten by horse there that had to be euthanized, Wild on Ice. So a lot of pace in that race. Had a lot of speed. I think it ran a 20.5 first quarter, which is just amazing. And then this race, he had a horse who had Chase the Chaos rather. I don't know. I said it had three chances out of 100 to win. Comes to 19 to 1. So I don't know. I'm not sure. So in addition to my sort of regular handicapping, I'm trying to create my own sort of line here. We'll tweak this as we get up to the Preakness. And then what I will do is measure this to the odds as we get close to post time, and then see where we should allocate our money on a single bet. I'm going to do that, and I will track that for everybody, and we'll see how that goes. So there's the look at what I think is the card right now. We won't know till early next week, but there's the first sort of grasp at what I think of the odds, and then how we go from there. So very good. So again, that's our first attempt at it. This all comes me creating my odds and looking for value and looking actually for overlays. Is coming on the heels of Cream Corn viewers' comments saying, how do we get at odds, and we feel like odds that we want to bet. In essence, what we really want to be doing is looking at for overlays and betting and hammering those overlays. So that's my video for today. I just wanted to let you know I'm on it. I've put in a couple of hours already. It's kind of going through what I think are the horses they're going to run, where they should fit, what are the odds calculations, and we'll see where it goes from there. All right, this fun stuff. It's a great time of year. I'm getting a lot of people involved in the channel. We're approaching 50 viewers, subscribers. If you like this, let's go ahead and subscribe. If this is the first time you've seen this, check out some of our other videos. They run the gambit of different styles and things about the horse racing in general, and we'd love to have you join us. So good luck, race fans and horse racing enthusiasts. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.